Gun Galleria here. Today, it's a little bit of a departure from what I'm usually bringing you. I'm usually bringing you, you know, the odd and the unusual. And in this case, it's not really overly odd or technically unusual. This is a 1911 long slide 9mm. And this was put together by somebody. And I took a risk on it to see more about it. I mean, when you're buying something that somebody else built, something somebody else built, you're not sure if it was put together right, what they had in mind when they were doing it. That's fine, But when you buy one of these that somebody else built, you have to assume that you are taking a risk. That, there may be issues. In this case, there were a few things about it when I got it that were a bit of an issue. This is the mag that came with it. It's a McGar mag. Usually McGars are not a big problem. So you see, it is empty. It's safe. There is nothing in the mag. Now, I noticed that when I go to eject it, nothing. Okay? You have to use your finger to pull it out. Now, when I got this, that was one of the main problems I had. It was not necessarily easy to get it in there. The reason it's only so good like this now is because I did take a stone and I did shape the mag release to be much smoother. I polished it so it inserts better. It doesn't hang as much, but it still does hang. So that was pretty much one of the only things I found not great on this. Another thing was the safety. So the safety was very difficult to engage. And what it turned out to be was, well, of course, that leading edge of the safety right there was not engaging to the frame right. It was rough. It wasn't smooth enough. So again, polished and stoned it. It got it to where it engages nicely now. So other than that, nothing really. Needed a bit of a clean. So what is it? Okay. Well, this is a Doublestar frame. And it's, a railed 1911 frame. The trigger is a flat face K, which I don't know who made that or whether it was part of the Doublestar or where it came from. And see, that's another thing to note when you buy something like this. You don't know where these components mostly came from. It's got an STI sight on top, but I can tell you this slide and barrel is Fusion. This is Fusion Firearms on top. The barrel is marked Fusion Match 9mm. The slide is definitely Fusion. So essentially somebody bought or had a Doublestar frame or bought a Doublestar frame and then bought the slide, total slide, complete slide from Fusion. Now, I can tell you that the safety, extended safety, is probably not original to the Doublestar, and it does not look to be something that came from Fusion. Same thing with this mag release. The slide release. It's not something that appears to have come from either of the manufacturers. The grips. These are, I'd have to remember the name right offhand. These are ugly grips. These are, I believe, Desert Ironwood. These grips set somebody back somewhere between $150 to $200. So why take a risk on something like this? Well, possibilities, it was built really well. Other possibilities, you end up with something that's unreliable, may as well be parts. So in this instance, I relatively lucked out. That slide is beautiful. There is no slop in that at all. I mean, the slide is, it mates this frame almost perfectly. And, you know, they had done an extended mag well, the back strap there. You know, somebody took the time, and this is actually a Model 70. They took time to actually put this together properly. And, you know, when you have something like this that's been well built, it is definitely worth having. So what did I need to do about the mag? Well, the mag, I decided, let's check out Wilson Combat. Okay, so I went to Wilson Combat on their site, and I was looking around, and I noticed they said that their mags were actually made by Chuck McCormick. So I went to Chuck McCormick's site, and I bought 2 of these 10-round 9mm 1911 mags. And lo and behold, they work great. Now, will I say they were perfect to begin with? No. One of these wouldn't hold the slide open, so of course I had to adjust the angle of the catch here, bottom of the follower, because it was angled too far up. After that, I decided that I wanted to have a little bit of a smoother insertion, a little bit less force, so I actually polished this leading edge right here, which is actually where it's going to engage that slide release most. And I did that to both of them. Dremel polishing tool with, I know some people use a polishing compound. I typically will use things like Flitz. You could use other, but in reality, that polished it nicely. It's nice and smooth. It makes inserting the mags a lot easier. And they just drop free perfectly. So, versus, of course, Metgar, which, again, so in this instance, it's a mag issue. It wasn't a slide, I mean, it wasn't a firearm issue. It wasn't anything to do with the slide, the frame, or anything like that. It wasn't the mag release. It wasn't anything to do with the bushings for the grips. And that's another surprising thing, is there are circular marks right here, which would lead one to believe that, oh, well, it's because of the bushings. Well, if that were the case, these would have a problem, but they don't. It comes down to the manufacturing of this particular mag. And when I look at it side by side, I mean, I'm sure you could get a mic out and figure out what exactly is different and everything else. Or you could do like me, go find a really good quality set of mags and just give them a try. Because you know what? Worst can happen is you have a really nice set of mags to go with the pistol. And you got to do something to the pistol still. But if you got to modify a mag, it's a lot better to modify a mag than permanently modify a frame or anything like that. But yeah, this was a, you know, tritium front sight and everything. It has an excellent trigger pull. The reset is literally there. I mean, that's about 1.5 to 2 millimeters, if even that. Bring it forward, click, done. And there's just a little bit of movement in there before it just goes right down. So it's got an excellent trigger pull on it. It's got a well-mated slide to frame. It's got a polished, mag release now. Bore is excellent. I mean, somebody put $1,200–$1,400 into building this. That's just a rough idea based upon how much it is to get one of these long slides from Fusion, and about an average going price for a Doublestar frame, plus $150–$200 in grips, plus trigger, plus controls. I mean, extended mag well. You got your flared mag well and everything in here. So somebody built this. They had a purpose to it. I don't know why they gave up on it. It was just so close to having it just done. It's better mags and a little bit extra polishing, and it would have been great. But that's fine with me. They put in the work. I put in a little extra work, and I got an amazing firearm out of it. Anyway, the point is when you're looking at things like this on Gunbroker, Guns International, stuff like that, and you're going, hey, it's an unknown, I don't know what's in it. You could take a chance, end up with something fun, something really good. Take a chance and end up with a pile of garbage. You never know. So, yeah, there's risk involved, and sometimes that risk actually pays off.